Hey everybody, thanks for taking just a second to come to this week's update. There's a couple of things I want to make you aware about, so I do appreciate you enduring to the end of this video and just taking a few minutes out of your day in which to do that. First of all, if you are not aware of our three-phased approach as a church to re-entry, I would encourage you to go to the Be the Church webpage and get the graphic there. For that, it lays out each of those phases and what is going to open up and how we're going to approach certain things. It's not got all the details, but we hope to be releasing more details in the coming days, especially as we get closer to our first worship service. When it comes to small groups, that's something that we're still talking through and working on. As of this moment, as of this video's filming on Wednesday, we are still planning on having a Zoom gathering, but that could change depending on kind of what we're able to get clarification on, what we're able to come to an agreement on. But here's what our heart's desire is. Our heart's desire is for our students to be able to gather as guys small group and as girls small group together. Not necessarily both groups together, but all the guys be able to gather together and all the girls. And so we recognize that 10 feet, or 10 minimum or maximum of 10 people, per gathering. We recognize those regulations, and to be honest, we want to comply with them. Not because we want to do everything that our government says, although I do think that honors the Lord, but we want to be a good witness to our community. And so we're still working through a couple of details, and some things might change. But as of right now, we're still planning on Zooming this Sunday. Just like we have been on Sundays at 1 o'clock. And so if you need that information, I'd be happy to get it to you. The other thing I wanted to share with you all is really is an opportunity for you all to have basically an honest discussion with other parents about how this COVID life has been, right? So we're going to have our first ever digital parent forum. Of course, we've been having parent forums for a couple of years now, but this one will be through Zoom, and it is going to be tackling the conversation of COVID and your family. What are some things that have gone well? What are some things that have not worked well? Some things that you struggle with? Some things that you need encouragement with? We really want to give you the opportunity just to share about how it's impacted your family, how we can pray, and how we can strengthen each other, especially now that COVID is more behind us than it is in front of us. And so, like our pastor said multiple times, church looks different in a pandemic. Well, so does families. It looks different in a pandemic than it does outside of a pandemic. And so we want to give you guys that opportunity to share that, to talk through that, to have just an opportunity to have a voice where we can just encourage you and love you throughout the process. And so those are really the two big things I wanted to share in this week's update. We're still meeting on Tuesday nights via Zoom, going through 2 Timothy. Our first student worship service will be the Wednesday after our first service in our new building. And obviously that all is contingent on when that new building opens, right? It's completely at the mercy of the construction teams. And so we're just going to wait patiently because we look forward to being with you, but we don't want to rush it. We don't want to be unwise. But we'll be together soon. So that's why phase 1 is encouraging small groups to gather. So I just want you to know I love you, I care about you, and praying for you guys often, and look forward to worshiping with you guys sooner rather than later. So that's all I've got for this week. God bless, and have a great week in the Lord.